Well, there's definitely been a lot of energy in the air this year about Proposition 8. Of course, that's the proposition that would define marriage in the state of California as only being between a man and a woman. Now, there's been a lot of excitement. Blogs are on fire, people are talking about it, people are all over the place getting involved. And I thought that today I would take a little bit of time out and go out to some of our local street corners where supporters of Prop 8 were out holding their signs for traffic to see. Now, I'd mention just two things. One, they were getting a lot of honks, a lot of thumbs up, a lot of waves, a lot of thank yous. That was actually very encouraging. Two, I as well was holding up a sign for Proposition 8 for traffic to see. But here's what they had to say. Why do you support Prop 8?
Because I believe that marriage is between a man and a woman, and that's the way God instituted it. I want my grandchildren to be able to have a grandfather and a grandmother, and I want them to know the right from wrong in morality.
So why do you support Prop 8?
Well, when I heard about what was happening in Massachusetts about the young children being taught about marriage between the same genders, I felt like there's no telling where this will end, and it may be that there will be some very dangerous sexual behaviors taught to children who would not have the capacity to understand the dangers in those things. So I am opposed to teaching children that marriage between a man and a man or a woman is correct, because there are many other aspects of that I don't think people have considered. And I think we need to stand up and protect those children until they're such an age that they can make a good decision. And I just don't trust the public school system to do that. Their ability to discern between right and wrong seems to be very clouded at this point in time. And of course, they're not going to teach discrimination, but it's not about discrimination. So it's about right and wrong and about preserving the family unit. And I just don't think you can replace mom or dad or grandma or grandpa. You can't do that, and I think that we need to stand up for that. That's why I'm here today.
Very good.
Supporting Prop 8 because I believe that that's the way God deemed it to be, between man and a woman. That's the way marriage is supposed to be. I believe that every child that comes into this world is entitled to a mother and a father.
Okay.
Sterling.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So can you explain a little bit of why you support Prop 8?
Absolutely. A couple key reasons. One being that I have almost four young children.
You do?
And being able to protect them from being taught in schools that gay marriage is okay and that it's just a normal thing is not okay with me. I want to be able to keep my rights to be able to teach my children what type of marriage is appropriate, and again, to not be forced not to take my children away from school, and be able to teach my children about that situation, that type of relationship on my own terms and on my own grounds.
Yeah.
Okay, do you feel comfortable with gay people that marry in your church?
Absolutely.
You don't mind?
No, why should I?
You don't mind your pastor? Is your pastor?
No, I don't mind that black people get married in my church,
I don't
which
mind
is a
if black people
huge.
get married.
What about your parents? Would your parents mind? Well, you're Chinese. What about your parents? Would your parents mind if black people got married in their church in the 1950s?
Not at all.
I bet they would have.
Not at all, actually.
You know what the beautiful thing about this country is? We have a wonderful thing called separation of church and state. So, what your Bible says doesn't. Because people have a right. No,
You're
I'm
going
sorry.
against- We have belief.
What am I going against?
Okay, you
I'm
want them
going
to get
against-
married in churches that have issues against gay people. So you're willing to take away their rights, their beliefs, because the gay people want to get married in their churches.
Who says they have to get married in the church? They can
That's
marry
what they
everyone else.
want. That's the whole purpose they're pushing for this, is because they want to get married.
Do they have it
in
now?
Catholic churches.
Do they have it now?
No, and that's why they.
Okay, so me voting no doesn't change what you want.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
You need to check the issues before you start arguing. You have no idea what you're arguing about.
You know what I'm
And yet
voting
sit here and say you're a Christian?
What, you know what? Sorry, what if I'm not a Christian?
What does marriage mean to you?
It means love between two people who are
Can you
committed
explain
to-
a little bit about why you support Prop 8?
Well, I support traditional marriage. In this proposition in particular, I think that the California Supreme Court has overturned the democratic process of allowing people to vote for and create their own laws.
So what does Proposition 8 mean to you, and why do you support it?
The biggest reason why I support Proposition 8 is for our religious freedom here in this country that I was founded on. And if this doesn't pass, then our churches cannot teach our children and our people what we really believe.
Right.
And then it goes down to the parents, who then our kids are being taught things that maybe not agree with in
Yeah.
the schools. And that's something that the parents should be a part of,
Right.
to teach moral values and not keep it to the schools to do that.
Now, do you think gay marriage would hurt you like directly, personally, right now?
If it became marriage or
Yeah.
if it's a civil union?
If this didn't pass?
If it didn't pass, it definitely would affect a lot of different things, like perhaps our
This guy?
children and what they're taught. And if this doesn't go through, then our children are going to be taught that this is a normal thing that's okay, and that's not what we believe. And God did not intend people to be with people of the same sex.
Anything else you want to add?
Vote yes, honey?
Well, I can tell you straight out that there are a lot of children in my family, grandchildren,
Right.
and I don't want him teaching my children, hey, it's all right for you to marry, for the boys to marry a boy and the girls to marry a boy.
In this case, like a school teacher, or
Yeah, and a school teacher, just exactly what happened in Massachusetts already.
I support Prop 8 because I believe it's the right thing to do. I believe with all of my heart this is what I should be doing to protect my children's rights and my rights.
Gotcha.
My religious freedom.
How do you think that this will affect kids if it passes, or if it does not pass?
For me personally, it's
Yeah.
showing my kids that I'm doing what I believe in, whether it passes or not.
Okay.
My kids are being taught to stand up for what they believe in.
Yeah.
And we do whatever we can to make sure it happens. And know that if it doesn't work, we've done everything we could and we couldn't have done any more.
Because I believe that marriage should be only between a man and a woman, and I want to protect those rights for my children and future generations.
I support Proposition 8 to protect marriage because I don't believe that you should have a certain select group of people being able to overturn what was originally voted on with Proposition 22. Also, just want to make sure that my kids know and my children's children know the benefits of the sanctity of a proper marriage between a man and a woman, and being able to enjoy that lifestyle without having to be influenced in the media and schools.
Did you vote in 2000?
Yes.
On 22?
Yes.
And what did you think when they overturned that?
Well, that's the problem that I have, is that I don't believe that when the people have spoken, that it's right that it can be overturned by a small group of individuals, and there's a lot of political red tape that I don't understand. But when you vote something in, it should be able to stick.
Well, good morning.
Morning.
So tell me, why do you support Prop 8?
I support Prop 8 because I am a firm believer that we should all be able to teach our children and the religion that we believe, and that by supporting Prop 8 that we're preserving that opportunity, whereas if we were to vote no to Prop 8, that our families might have problems in the future with trying to just teach our children those principles and not have those infringed upon.
Gotcha.
So kind of the potential long-term effects is really why I support Prop 8. So.
Okay, cool.
You know, primarily, I just don't want my grandchildren to be taught that homosexual marriage is the same as traditional marriage. I think it can be very confusing, especially to them and their minds and their age. I think it's just a evil, bad thing, and can lead to a lot of worse stuff. So yeah, that's primarily why I'm supporting it.
Are there any other aspects to this that you feel strongly about?
Well, I just think that we need to recognize that our society's fundamental unit is the family, and if we destroy the family, which I think this will lead to, the traditional family, it'll lead to this destruction of our society. If it's all built and founded on